And I believe we are live. Welcome to the stream and the podcast episode that I'm going to be doing on my own. What's up, guys? Good to see you. We'll do a little filter in here for the live chat as we trickle in. As you guys can see right now, if you're watching this after the fact or if you're just tuning in to the live stream, Drip is not here. Drip will not be here. Drip left me. He's gone forever now. Drip's not available tonight. And I had a choice to make whether or not to... he wasn't available yesterday either. So I had a choice whether to do this extra show at all this week or just forget about it. And I decided, you know what? I wanted to do it anyway. So why not do it on my own tonight? I've streamed for years. I've talked into a microphone by myself for years. I think I can handle an hour podcast. And I think it might be a little shorter tonight. We'll see about that. But the topics for tonight are something I really do want to go over with you guys. Wait, I'm looking for my shit list. So yeah, I'm going to follow up a little bit with what we talked about on Wednesday about the playtest. I want to talk about the playtest a bit. There's some information about it. I will not reveal my sources. Powerman, what's up? I will not reveal my sources. He's in the chat. What's up, man? But it doesn't matter because there's a lot of people on the internet right now sharing a bunch of information about the playtest. So, I really want to show you guys this stuff because it seems silly not to, but Nintendo is taking down the content, anybody's YouTube content where they show, their stuff. Most likely they're never going to find our stream because we don't get that much traction. They're not going to really come after us, but just in case they do, I'm not going to share any of that information tonight. Also, I forgot. I'll just finish this list. We're also going to be talking about a Switch 2 game leaked. Yeah, it didn't leak. A Switch 2 game was announced. Hooray. We're going to talk about the Switch 2 game. Apparently people are calling it the Switch 2 game. We'll get to that. It was news yesterday. We'll get to it today. Just talk about it for a little bit. And we'll also, the main topic for tonight is going to be the Pokemon leaks that happened 2 weeks ago. They were massive. There's a ton of information, and I'm going to dive deep into that information for you guys. I'm going to send out some Discord notifications right now. And as we filter in, I appreciate you guys being here. What is up, Power Man? What is up, Joey Pitts? What is up, Mario? Mario himself is here. What's up, Mario? Drip is not here. Drip was not available yesterday evening to do the show. He also wasn't available tonight. So I had a choice to make, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it on my own tonight. So we're going to be doing this podcast here for you guys. And then after this podcast is concluded in about an hour, we're going to be signing off for the podcast that we normally do. And we're going to be moving over to the members only podcast. So in your live chat right now, if you're not a member, please become one. The link is right up top. It's $2.99 a month or $4.99 a month, depending on which tier you choose. But both tiers will get you extra live streams every month. And this month's live stream's happening tonight after this podcast. And you're going to be hanging out with me and the other members. And I might bring some members onto the microphone. So become a member. Feel free. I'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate it. And we're going to be talking about some stuff tonight. I don't know exactly what we're going to be talking about, but we're going to be talking about something. I forget what I even wrote and the title of the video for the other one. Joey Pitts says he's going to be multitasking watching the Pacers. Hell yeah, man. Congratulations on watching the Pacers. I do like their squad. Halliburton's a great player. He's a great player. Who else is on that squad? There's a couple people on there. Dude's a monster. Streaming right now. Dude, what is up, man? Oh, dude, Drip always does the redirects. I don't know how the redirects work. Can I redirect to you? How do redirect? After the stream's over, I'm going to try to do my best to redirect to you, dude, because dude's doing a 24-hour live stream. If you guys like Call of Duty, dude is streaming something Call of Duty today all day long, all night long, 24 hours. Oh, redirect. Here we go. Redirect. Just choose specific video. Redirect lives across events. Can I find Dude's a Monster? Your videos. Dude's a Monster. Wait, that didn't work. Dude's a Monster. There it is. Dude, I'm going to set up a redirect for you, buddy. There we go. Gotcha. So yeah, I'm on my own tonight. If you guys missed the beginning of the stream where I explained what's going on tonight, maybe just rewind and come back in a minute. But yeah, basically Drip's not here tonight, and I'm gonna be here on my own tonight. So I will say this: normally during our podcast, we don't talk a lot to chat during the recorded episode portion. I will tonight. So make sure you guys are active and engaged in the chat tonight. I will be going to you guys all night because I'm going to treat you guys tonight like you're my co-host because I have no co-host tonight. So the chat is my co-host. If you guys have any input you guys want to add on the conversation, type in the chat. If I can find it or if I can get to it, I will get to it and put it up on screen and we'll address it. We'll even do like a little mini Q&A at the end. I know well, if I remember to do that. Ty, what's up, Ty? Good to see you, man. When will we get a Call of Duty on Switch? I don't know, Joey. I don't know. I'm gonna guess, if I had to guess, we're gonna get a Call of Duty on Switch in 2025. I'm pretty confident about that. Whether it's like whether it's the old Call of Duty games repackaged into a collection. You know, maybe we're gonna get that on Switch, the OG Switch. But then for Switch 2, I feel like in 2025. By Christmas time, there's got to be a Call of Duty game on the Switch too, right? We all know it's coming out next year, right? We're going to be having it in our hands by Christmas of 2025, no doubt. I think it would be dumb for Nintendo not to, and Microsoft to work out something quickly where they can get a Call of Duty game on Switch, so like it sells during the holidays. That would be a good idea. Let me get some notifications out on Discord though. I forgot to do that. So go live ping. Here it is. Copy. Make sure the Discords know what's going on tonight. They gonna know what's on tonight. Is the Drip G podcast on tonight? Odd chat. There we go. We live. I forgot to put that in there. We live. What's up, Hari? Hi, Hari. Good to see you, man. We get a Call of Duty on Switch. Yeah. That's dangerous. What's dangerous? Joey Bits. Go Cavs. Ty's a Cavs fan. Hell yeah. I'm a Sixers fan. They're playing right now as well, but we'll check that out after both podcasts are done tonight. If we got I'd love if we got the original Call of Duty Nazi Zombies on Switch. I have to take a week off of work. I never played that one. I started with Black Ops. Black Ops, I want to say it was Black Ops 2. I don't think it was 1. It was 360 era. I started playing Call of Duty during the 360 era. Yeah, I mean we traded that game in. You know how it was back in the day. You bought your discs and you traded in to get the new one. So I don't have those discs. I don't have those discs anymore. Man, I really gotta like slow down and dictate tonight, man. I'm on my own tonight. Drip's not here to save me. The Chat and Jeeb Show. Yeah. The Jeeb and Chat podcast. Yes, that's what it is tonight. The Jeeb and Chat podcast. Why is that so blown out? That is my screen is so blown out back there. I don't know why it's so blown out. I can hardly see what's shown back there. Okay. Got my Discord notifications out. That makes me happy. If you haven't liked the stream already, please remember to like the stream. It helps me out, helps the show out. Thank you very much for doing that. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys being here tonight. I really do appreciate you guys coming out on a night that we don't normally do a show and hanging out. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot. You know, we like to do this show, and tonight I like to do this show because Drip's not here to say it. So I like to do this show, and I'm glad you guys show up and hang out for it. Hello, Wayne Gibson. How are you tonight? Wayne Gibson. Hello. I'm here. I've been playing Banjo-Tooie all morning, and I love it more than the first Kazooie game. Oh yeah, that came out? Which system is that on? Which NSO system is that on, Joey Pitts? I'm good. Good to have you. Yes. What's up, Wayne? Did you know that your name was going to show up as your full name, Wayne? Or did you think it was going to be a different name? You can't play your sound alert tonight, Wayne, because that's not here. We don't have that here. It's been a wild week of leaks. It has, Power Matt, it has been a wild week of leaks. We've had a ton of leaks all over the place. The floor is just wet beyond repair. Too much wetness going on the floor. It's just, the leak is just, we forgot to call the plumber. Nintendo did not call the plumber this week. Too many leaks everywhere. And we're going to talk about them all. Well, we talked about a bunch of them on Wednesday, and we're going to talk about more of them tonight. All these Pokemon leaks, man. Look, I guess I wish I could show you. I have so much. Not only do I have a bunch of notes that I did on the Pokemon stuff I'm going to go over. There's a bunch of notes I have here on the Pokemon leaks, but and the stuff I can't show you is all the I want to say Game Builder Garage. What's that fucking game called? The thing Nintendo game that is a thing. The playtest. I have to find it. The playtest. I want to show you guys that all this screenshots and videos of the playtest that came out as of yesterday, and actually Wednesday as well. So many screenshots of videos. I wish I could show them to you guys, but I can't because they would get this stream taken down. I was actually watching Wood Beat 'em Ups, his podcast Nintendo, the other night because he was talking about the playtest and he was showing this Blue Sky. It's like a Twitter competitor, but it's a social media app. He was showing some an account that has like literally probably 100 videos and screenshots of all stuff from the playtest, and the Woods stream got taken down. So I'm like, I can't do that. We can't afford to have our stream taken down analytically, especially because this is an extra one. I want to get this, I want to get some extra stuff here going here. I knew I was getting something too. Okay, good. That is true, Full Metal. That is true. Not his full name. So many leaks. It shadowed Switch 2 so many leaks. It shadowed Switch 2 for a while. That's right, man. There's too many leaks. Where's the Princess Peach leak? I don't know, man. She's sitting on my. She better not leak. She's on my shelf back there. She better not leak. Otherwise, we got a real mess to clean up, and I don't want to do that. No leaking, Princess. No leaky. All right, let's see here. Okay, so tonight we're obviously, as you guys can tell, we're a little bit early than our normal start time, and that is because we have the members podcast happening directly after this episode is over and this stream is over. So make sure that it's in the chat. If you guys look at top, it's your pinned chat comment. Make sure to click on that and become a member if you can. If you can, it's okay. It's $2.99 a month or $4.99 a month, but either tier gets you the extra live stream that we do every month, and that live stream is happening after the stream is over. So make sure to hop in and hang out. We'd appreciate you guys coming in. $3 a month. Buy Drip and I coffee. You're only buying one of us coffee. You have to decide who gets the coffee. Either if you subscribe to the $3.99 or the $2.99 tier, you got to be like, all right, this coffee's for Drip this month, and then the month after that's for Jeeb. And technically, if you go to Starbucks, that's like half a coffee. So I guess like every 4 months, Drip or I get our individual coffees. Have you finished Echoes? I have finished Echoes of Wisdom, Power Matt. I finished it like a week and a half ago. I finished it a while ago. And I have not played any more since. Just haven't gotten around to it. I have not gamed a whole lot, to be honest with you. So, I do want to 100% it. But yeah, the game was phenomenal. I mean, it's got issues. Listen, it sounds like every review of every game ever right now. It's a great game. It's got issues, but overall, I like it. Like that's the game, right? I think what's going to be more interesting to talk about is whether or not we think that Echoes of Wisdom is a Game of the Year competitor. That I don't know. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm going to keep this music on during the show tonight. I feel like I need a little music, And actually, I can... Oh, wait. Right. I can set this up. Hold on. I can set this up. Settings. Yes. Chrome. So you guys hear music right now, right? You hear music? I bet you right now. Can you guys hear music right now? I think I just turned off the music for you guys. Can you guys hear the music right now? Is the music still playing? Or did that music just turn off for you guys? Let me know. We're testing this real quick because that means I can leave the music on for myself. And that's going to be very helpful. The music for myself is going to be very helpful, but I'd rather not have it on the audio feed. We can hear it and it's crackly. Oh. Huh? But it's now crackly. That's interesting. Really? You shouldn't have been able to hear that. Well, if I do that. The crackle from a couple weeks. I know, that's weird. That's weird. Man, that's weird. I wish I could figure that one out. But I bet right now you should be able to hear it. Right now it should be completely gone. We can hear your thoughts too. Okay, no sound now. Okay, good. But now if I click this button here, now you guys can hear the music again, correct? Like now, correct me if I'm wrong, but now the music is heard. Right, meow. Should be. We're doing it live. We're figuring it out live. It's on and crack. It's crackly again? Really? Real. Testing. Ooh. Testing. Test. Okay. A lot of weird stuff going on right now. Why is it crackly? That's a problem. We got to figure that one out. But for a different night. I guess I can go without music tonight. Would you like the bees in? No, something weird's going on with OBS. I wish I knew the answers. But thank you for, helping me test that and letting me know it was crackling. That would be bad. All right, no music during the show. We're not doing the show yet, though. But I'm just going to have to really be confident tonight, Just going to go for it, We can hear your thought. Thank you, Joey. Hopefully my thoughts are good. Are my thoughts good? If you can hear them, they better be good thoughts. And I'm actually, can you know what I'm thinking about right now? What I'm thinking about right now is the fact that we have 8 people hanging out in the stream, but only 6 likes. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I think we could do better than that. Come on. I can hum if you want. Please, Joey, please hum. I'd appreciate that. I have to figure that one out. This streaming stuff, man. UFO 50 game of the year. Yeah, I don't even know what UFO 50 is, Wayne. Okay, let's get this show started, guys, because we got a lot to go over tonight, and as well, we have a members podcast directly after. So let's get everything rolling tonight. Make sure that's paused. That's like that. That's like that. I can't even show that tonight because that's wrong. Okay, pre-show. There we go. Be gone with pre-show. Okay, so remember, guys, I'm going to be recording the episode like I normally do, but this time around, you guys are going to be a part of the episode, so make sure to stay in the chat, interact. I'll try my best to get to your comments, and hopefully it should add a nice little bit to it. It should add some good stuff to the show, so I'm sure of it. All right. All right, get the show started. No drip. Yeah. There we go. All right. Let's do this, guys. Welcome, everyone, to the Drippy G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle G, and with me is myself, No Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And I almost flubbed the intro because, guys, for the first time in a long time, I think I did this maybe one other time with a couple outliers that we're not going to talk about. But I did this podcast. Tonight, I'm doing this podcast all on my own. I want sound effects, and I don't have Drip sound effects because he has them. I made all the sound effects that he plays for the most part, but he has them, and I don't have them set up. So, this is the draft sound. We'll play the draft sound. I also have this sound. There it is. But yeah, so normally I do this show with my co-host Drip, but Drip is not here tonight. It is just me. So myself, and our lovely live chat are here making tonight's episode. And boy, do we have a big episode, because honestly, guys, I wish Drip was here for this one, because there is so much information to talk about. And honestly, I have so little time tonight because I do want to wrap this show up just slightly earlier than I normally do, because we're doing a members podcast directly after this show. So if you guys are not already a member, please go to our YouTube feed. If you're in our live chat right now, it is the pinned live chat at the top of your chat. So please feel free to click that link, become a member, get extra podcast content every month. And this month's episode, again, is happening directly after this podcast is completed. And of course, if you can't be there for the live stream, it's always there for you guys as a video later you guys can check out. And if you have YouTube Premium, or I'm not sure what other phones have this capability, but I believe if you have YouTube Premium, you can just kind of put your phone to sleep, and actually that episode on YouTube can actually pretend to be like a regular podcast, audio only. If you just lock your screen, turn the screen off, and it should keep playing in the background if you have YouTube Premium. But anyway, thank you guys for being here tonight. I'm on my own. I got nothing special. I'm going to get right to it because, again, we have a lot to do tonight, a lot to cover. Hello, Samantha. Samantha's here tonight, guys. Welcome. Samantha's here. Let's press that button. Samantha, it's good to see you. Hello, Jeep. Hi, Samantha. We're going to be talking to the live chat tonight as well. So you guys are part of the episode tonight. So thank you, guys. If you have something to say something, and hopefully I can get to you. Joey, we were talking about some music in the pre-show, and Joey's like, hey, it can't. I know it's not working, G, but I can hum for you if you want. And I think I'm going to have Joey hop in the voice chat on Discord just so I can pull him in and he can hum for the entirety of this episode. I think that'd be a great idea. It would be a great day. Actually, another thing here. Full Metal says something. Great. Thank you for adding to the show tonight. I'm really going to need you guys to be my backup here, especially as I have silence in my earphones, because that's something I don't normally do, is record or stream with nothing in my phones. But I can't do that tonight because I'm having some technical issues. But Joey Pitch says, call me the new Drip. I would love to call you the Drip, Joey. It's the Joey and G podcast. That even sounds better than the Drip and G podcast. The Joey and G podcast. Let's make that happen. It's the Joey and G podcast. Anywho. I didn't check 5-star reviews, but if you guys wouldn't mind going to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that a ton. I say we, but it's just me tonight. We'd appreciate that a lot. It helps us out as far as the audio feed goes. Getting in the good graces of the Apple algorithm, we would very appreciate that if you guys could leave us a 5-star review. And of course, if you leave your 5-star review, that enables you to be entered automatically for any future giveaway that we do. So make sure to leave a 5-star review and you'll be automatically entered to anything that we do in the future that is a giveaway. Any of those people who are there can get a giveaway. How many times can I say that in a row? If you leave a 5-star review, you can enter to win a giveaway. I don't do this very often on my own, guys, so I apologize. Let's move on. So on Wednesday's episode, we talked about the playtest. The playtest happened, and of course, Nintendo asked everybody so nicely, so kindly, to please not share any information on the playtest. Pretty please. Some people said there was an NDA signed. Some people said there wasn't. I still haven't gotten confirmation exactly whether there was or wasn't an NDA, but as far as I know, Nintendo just was like, pretty please, don't share any screenshots or anything like that. Don't tell people on the internet what's going on with our playtest. We want to keep it between you and us, Nintendo says. Well, Nintendo didn't realize the internet will be the internet, and the internet decided to immediately share all the playtest information as soon as it went live. Even before that, people hacked into, or should I say, people data mined the game file that Nintendo downloaded on your system the day before, and they data mined it, and the whole game leaked anyway. And we talked about that all Wednesday. If you guys want to check out that episode, please feel free to do so. It's in our podcast feed. Yeah, so people data mined it, and we knew all about it. We talked about the playtest on Wednesday before it went live all night long. But I just want to point out a couple things here, because I can't show you anything because, of course, Nintendo's taking down everything that people... Nintendo's taking down a lot of content if you show what's going on, the screenshots of videos in the playtest. Nintendo's been taking down that content, so I can't show you guys any screenshots or any videos, which I wanted to do and I had planned to do, but... I've witnessed it. I don't want to participate because Nintendo will take our stuff down. But I will say this. Funny thing about the playtest, Nintendo did not disable the screenshot feature. So if you guys don't know what I mean, if you should have a Switch if you're watching this show, but if you don't, explain. On the left Joy-Con or any Nintendo Switch controller has a screenshot button. That button takes a picture of your screen and saves it onto your device. And Nintendo also has another feature where you can take those screenshots and you can upload them to social media. I believe it's Twitter and maybe another one I don't know about, but basically Nintendo, and you can also take videos that way as well. Hold down the button. Nintendo forgot to disable that feature. Now, a lot of applications and games on Switch have that functionality disabled for whatever reason. I think one example is the eShop, I think. The eShop is one where you can't take a screenshot. I know that would be relevant anyway. That's just one example. The YouTube, I believe the YouTube app on Nintendo Switch, the screenshot button is disabled. And there's other games that are randomly on Switch that for some reason, whatever reason, we don't know, but the screenshots are disabled. Okay, that's fine. Whatever, developers will make their own choice. That's whatever. Nintendo told everybody, please don't share your screenshots. Don't share your videos on the internet. And then they go ahead and not disable that screenshot button. That's very suspicious to me, okay? Now, we had Johnny on our show on Wednesday, and Johnny brought up this. Johnny said this was a whole big publicity stunt. Nintendo was just telling people, please don't share our screenshots. Please don't do it. Just so people would and make a way bigger deal about this whole thing than not. If they just would have been silent and didn't say anything to people about this, just said, you're a part of the few group, have fun, and didn't tell people to not share things. The fact that they did tell people not to share things is the reason why it happened. You ever hear prohibition? back in the day, you can't drink. Nuh-uh, it's illegal. And the alcohol industry was the most booming it had ever been, probably in history, as far as our country, during Prohibition. And as soon as Prohibition was lifted, the alcohol settled down. So Nintendo telling people, don't do it. We're going to be very angry with you. We're threatening you. We're empty threats about, deleting your Nintendo Switch account. Yeah, that was just a big publicity stunt. So people would do it. They don't actually care. If you've seen the game, the playtest game, it looks like Roblox and Minecraft, but like a Nintendo-fied version. And it's using the engine, clearly the engine of Game Builder Garage, which is a fine game. It's a cute little game from Nintendo. But it's nothing graphically impressive. It's nothing spectacular. They clearly just use that engine, the bare bones of that game, Game Builder Garage, and turned it into a MMO to stress test the servers. I'm pretty sure that's all that was happening here, is just to stress test the servers. Proof of concept, if you will. The proof of concept, then this Nintendo Switch servers, whether these are the existing servers they already had for Switch or they were new servers, either way, proof of concept that these servers can handle the new load that they want to throw onto it and preparing it for not only this current generation, but also, of course, very clearly the next generation. My buddy here in the chat here, my brother-in-law, Wayne, what's up, Wayne? Wayne says the NDAs are flexible. NDAs are suggestions, especially if multinational situations exist. And he also says, pretty please. Yes. Thank you for bringing that information, Wayne. Yeah, I actually didn't know that. I thought NDAs were much more strict. I thought I'm sure there are probably NDAs that do exist that are more strict, but I guess what you're saying is in general, NDAs are flexible. They're merely suggestions in most cases. I'm imagining what you're saying in a general way. Because I can't imagine all NDAs are like that. Can't some NDAs be very strict? I guess it depends what the contract says, right? It depends what the contract says. And in this case, with the Nintendo Switch Online people, they probably didn't sign any contracts. They probably were just said, hey, here you go. And also, you brought up a good point, too. That's right. You also remind me again there. Laws are variable from country to country, and this is very much playing into that. This is not just the United States. This is not just Japan. This is all over the world. So it probably gets very complicated. Of how even if there was an NDA, like we're saying here, let's play the game that there was an NDA. It's probably very complicated and impossible to enforce worldwide. So yeah, doesn't matter. So that's why people are sharing everything. Although what Nintendo can do is people like me, content creators like me, who decide to record their podcast and show the screenshots and videos, I can't get in trouble for that, right? There's nothing going to happen to me. But what's going to happen to the episode that I create, Nintendo can very easily strike it down. And I'm not risking that. So that's why I'm not showing any video feed right now, any pictures. It's a podcast anyway. We're just talking about it. And of course, you guys can Google all this yourself if you want to see any screenshots and whatnot. And also in my Discord, I will share some more information in our Discord, the podcast Discord. And if you're not in it, please get in it. The link is in your podcast feed. But yes, we'll share some information over there on our Discord server as well. I actually will share this Blue Sky account, this social media account. It has all this information. I will share it in our Discord so you guys can see it. I just can't show you right now. I'm going to take a sip of water while Drip's not here, so it's going to be silent for a second, so I apologize. Hi. I know my podcast app is, this feels like a real podcast. Like it's just me and a mic. Like Drip's not even here. So my podcast app is called Pocket Casts, speaking of podcast apps, and my app has plenty of features in it. One of the features is to trim silence. So when it detects silence, like this, it just skips to the part right now where I start speaking again. So all that silence gets automatically skipped out. So if you guys don't have a good podcast app, I recommend finding a good podcast app. They're very good. If you have podcasts out there that are well produced, like mine, and sound really good and crisp, and you also listen to other podcasts that don't sound really good and crisp, they sound like shit, but you like the content, my podcast app, Pocket Cast, will also enhance those audio waves so they all sound more consistent from your phone and sound better too. So there's a little EQ function, and it makes the content louder and adds some compression. So if there's people out there who don't mix their podcasts very well, a good podcast app will fix that for you. So you don't have to turn up the volume for some podcasts because they're too quiet, but then lower the volume for other podcasts. Like if you're watching some podcasts back to back, that can happen. If you watch podcasts, listen to podcasts, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, find a good podcast app. All right. I'm going to look at the chat quickly here. I'm calling Mr. Nintendo right now. Yes, Mr. Nintendo. Mr. Nintendo. Yes. The people who make their own NDAs think they are way serious. I thought they were serious, but Nintendo probably takes it seriously. But I guess legally, there's nothing really Nintendo can do about it. What if again? We're going to talk to chat tonight, so sorry, audio listeners, but I'm going to read their stuff here. Joey Pitt says, "What if this was nothing, but just to get attention away from the Switch 2?" That's an interesting theory, Joey. That's a very, very interesting theory. I want to go over quickly. We're getting close. We all know we're getting close to the Switch 2. It's happening soon. But it's not quite ready yet. At this point, it's not happening in October. It's not happening this week. It's not happening next week. When's it going to happen? Is it going to be November? Unlikely. Unlikely, possibly, but unlikely. So it's 2025. The thing's going to be announced in 2025. I think it's going to be early 2025. My initial prediction was right about now, actually. I think I said this week. It was during this week. My prediction a few months ago was this week of October. It's not happening. It's not happening this week of October. I was wrong. Yeah, man. This is not this show. We're not talking about Switch 2. But if I had to make a guess, it's absolutely in 2025. You can just wipe away 2024 as a possibility. It's just Nintendo has already done so clearly. Oh, I got text messages from my fiance. Is she part of the chat? Oh, she's sending me Moo Dang things. Me, when somebody says they don't want their pickle. Oh, it's too bright here. I'm sorry, audio listeners. This is a very visual thing. Moo Dang is so cute. You guys see Moo Dang? Moo Dang is so cute. Okay. Moving on. I want to say this too. By the way, this is the first time Johnny Poe has ever been right. Johnny, our guest from Wednesday, this is the first time he's ever been right. Johnny is finally right about this being a big publicity stunt. I really do think this playtest thing was just a big publicity stunt to draw attention to Nintendo. And it worked. It worked so well. It worked so well that during our show on Wednesday, not sure if you guys noticed during a live stream, but our show on Wednesday, our live numbers spiked. We actually had triple the number of viewers that we normally have during Wednesday's stream, and that was unintentionally because we're doing our show live right at the moment when they turned the playtest live. So people were searching up stuff on YouTube, like playtest related things, right as we were live. So our live stream probably was put on the homepage of YouTube or something, because we had great turnout on Wednesday, and I'm sure that was because it was all a bunch of new people, and I'm sure it was because they were looking up for playtest videos, and here we were live right then. So that was good planning on me, but it was totally accidental. Hippo memes, yes. Mudang and Pesto are the eye bleach we needed this year. Yes. Oh boy. Don't make me think about the rest of this year. If you're in the U.S., there's a big election happening pretty soon, so we need some eye bleach. Okay. So another thing I want to talk about here, Yooka Replay. That's what the game is called. It's a remaster game. The original game was called Yooka Play. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. If you're in the live chat, I'm gonna copy and paste this right in there so you guys can read it. I will spell it YOOKA-RE-PLAYLEE. If you guys know, I've never heard of this game. Okay, I've never heard of this game before. Never seen it before. Apparently, it's getting a remaster, and I think it's the developer. I think it's the developer. I'm not sure who this is, but Slaytonic is the account that tweeted this. Do I have that tweet? Shit, I don't have that tweet. Yeah, I don't have that tweet. I don't have the trailer. I don't have that tweet. So I apologize. I can't show you guys what I wanted to show you, but again, it's a podcast anyway, so it's okay. Slaytonic tweeted and announced their new game. That's a remaster of their old game, Yooka Play. You guys have probably heard this. It happened yesterday on the internet. It was going bazonkers is the word I chose in my head. It was going bazonkers. And at the end of the trailer, when it was time to tell us what consoles this game would be coming to, it listed Xbox, PlayStation 5, it did the whole regular thing, Steam, PC, right? But when it came time to announce what Nintendo console it would be coming to, if at all, it just had the Nintendo logo, the regular pill, circular, cylindrical. I don't know. What shape is that logo? The regular pill-shaped Nintendo logo. Instead of saying Nintendo Switch, like it always does with the Switch logo, it did not have that. It just had Nintendo. And even more than that, there are these two little googly eyes that popped up at the end of the Nintendo logo, right above it. And it just was blinking eyes, as if to suggest, hinting at something we don't know. But of course, the internet being the internet, we all kind of know what they're suggesting. They made a choice by not saying Nintendo Switch. They could have just said Nintendo Switch, because most likely the next console is going to be Nintendo Switch 2, so it's interchangeable. And of course, this game's going to be backwards compatible, I think. That is up for debate, whether the game is going to be backwards compatible with the regular Switch, because they didn't say Nintendo Switch. They said Nintendo with googly eyes at the end, hinting that something more is happening. And actually, at first, I believed that. I didn't believe that. I was like, they're just playing with us. They're just fucking with us, right? They just wanted some of their own publicity. This company, Slaytonic, with their game that I haven't heard about, and probably a lot of people haven't. They just wanted some publicity. So they're like, let's just put Nintendo and fuck with people, right? Well, Slaytonic tweets out, and again, I don't have this tweet to show on screen. I did have it yesterday, but I forgot to save it. Slaytonic fed into that. And also, in their tweet announcing the game, of course, they had the systems announced for this game, and it was all the regular crew was there. Everybody was there. Nintendo was there too, but they didn't say Nintendo Switch. They said Nintendo. They tweeted the word Nintendo. Not the logo, of course, because it's a tweet, but just the regular words of Nintendo and the eyeball emoji right after it. So once again, they did it twice, suggesting that eyeball thing, that wasn't just like we're messing with you. I really feel like they know something we don't. This developer, again, I'm sorry if this is not a developer, if this is a publisher or whoever Slaytonic is. We're just going to go with developer for now. Slaytonic wanted us to believe that they knew something that we didn't know. And maybe they do know something we don't know. Maybe they don't. They want publicity. I don't know what the answer is to that. What I do know is they know where their game's going. That I do know. They know where their game's going. And they did not say Nintendo Switch. They said Nintendo. Does that mean it's not coming to the original Nintendo Switch? I don't know. It's possible it's not. Because don't you think they would put Nintendo Switch? Unless it's a thing. We can go in circles with this. It's really impossible to know. There was videos on the internet yesterday and today. Articles on the internet to read, and all that was saying Nintendo Switch 2 game has been announced. It's the first Nintendo Switch 2. Some of those people who I respect out there, some people who I respect on YouTube was posting videos like that. I respectfully disagree in your certainty. Now, of course, that's clickbait, and we all have to do clickbait to a certain extent. I think the very existence of clickbait bothers a lot of people out there. They think that, any clickbait is too much clickbait. And unfortunately, if you're trying to gain any sort of traction, because we all don't just do this for the love of the game, okay? As much as some people want you to believe out there, like I love Casey Neistat to death, but my man said he does it for himself. Yeah, I bet you when you get to 25 million subscribers, and you're as accomplished filmmaker as you are, and you don't need to worry about money, yeah, you do it for yourself. You do it for the love of the game. It's not true. Like, we all do this because whether we want money or we want attention, a little bit of both, or we just want validation, right? And it could be any combination of those. So, yes, some people need to clickbait out there, but I respectfully disagree with a lot of people out there who have posted, this is this next Switch 2 game. We don't know that. We know nothing about that. That is honestly getting somebody to click on to expect a real announcement happened, but then they click on the video and they go, oh, that was it? And they get disappointed. Like, I hope people realize out there that when they do stuff like that, you're just creating a very unhealthy environment between your audience and yourself. Even if it gets views and clicks, you're creating an unhealthy environment. Now, our podcast is guilty of clickbait, and have we gone over that line that is not a clear, it's a very blurred line because it's impossible to really set a real line with clickbait. But have we gone over that blurred line sometimes too far? I'm not saying we haven't, but we do our best. We do our best not to go over that line. And there's some channels who just do it every day. They go over that line every day, and that is not something I'd try to strive for. So all that to say is this is interesting information. I think Slaytonic know something we don't. This developers of this game, Yuka Replay E, they know where their game's going next. They know where their game's going. They had to develop it. It's ready to go. It's been announced. They know where their game is going. Okay. We don't though, and they didn't tell us where. They just said Nintendo. So it's probably a next console game, but we don't know that. We can't confirm that. So interesting little topic here. Wayne says, I respectfully disagree with your backwards cat. I mean, would you rather this, Wayne? Would you rather this? Is this better for you? Is this what you want? Is this what I took my hat off, by the way. Do you want my bald head, guys? Is this what you really want? I don't think you really want. The audio listeners like, I don't give a fuck. Just talking to the microphone, G. But people watching out there, you know that you don't want to see that bald head. I'm taking another sip of my water and we'll move on. Okay, and before we move on, Joey Pitts in the chat says, hey, Jeep, side note, Yooka-Laylee is a highly recommended game by me. It's a hell of a 3D platformer. And listen, Joey, I was watching that reveal trailer of that game, and I gotta say, it looks like Mario Odyssey, which is neither a good or bad thing. I'm just saying what I observed. Yooka-Laylee, whatever the hell the game's called. It looks like Mario Odyssey. Like, way too close in my opinion. I feel like it's almost a ripoff. Almost. I'm sure, but I haven't played it. So I before I go out spewing it's a ripoff, I will absolutely I'll check it out. I don't know if I'm going to buy it, but I mean, I'll look into it. But it does look good. I will say this. It does look good. And it's getting remastered. It's going to look even better than it originally did. So it looks great. It was made by old devs from Rare. It's 90s Rare. Okay. I mean, that's promising. That they made some good shit back then. Of course, Banjo-Kazooie, a really great platformer. Okay. Moving on to the next and our final topic for tonight, guys. On this episode where it's just me, myself, and a microphone. And of course the chat's here. I really do appreciate the chat helping out tonight. It helps me distract me from getting, mic shy or nervous or whatever. Because that happens. That can happen. Social anxiety. Okay, let's move on. The Pokemon stuff. This is what you're here for. This is what you clicked on the video for. I would say I don't know where to begin, but I do know where to begin because I have it written down very nice for myself. There was a massive leak. A terabyte of information of like screenshots and text files, right? Not videos. A terabyte of like pictures and text files. A terabyte. Think about that. That's a lot. Was leaked. A guy on 4chan apparently hacked into Game Freak's servers. Somehow, some way, I don't know how they did it. Apparently, though, they did it in a way that would suggest they're not like a professional. They're not like a leaker. Like they don't do this for a living. They're not like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is where Drip would help me. So yeah, it was just some guy basically. Just some guy leaked in, somehow hacked into Game Freak servers and found the mother load of information. And I'm going to go over not the information, but necessarily I have some information I will go over, but we're going to run down this whole thing. And then we're going to talk about some of it after I've run it down. We're just going to run down this whole list and then go back at this list and talk about the highlights of it. So, let's just start with this. Personal employee data. We're starting off at a real good point here. In this data leak, employees phone numbers, home addresses, salary information, probably their social security numbers, all that kind of stuff was leaked. We're not starting off at a good note here because if it was just some guy, and we'll get to why I think this is really egregious later, but this was just some guy who just wanted to share some Pokemon stuff with the fans. This is ridiculous. Why would you leak this information? All you've done is really hurt a bunch of people who are innocent in all this, have nothing to do with this. They're just employees. Why would you do this? That's really, really annoying. But moving on to the actual Pokemon stuff that leaked. Original source code from the X and Y games. Those are the games on 3DS. Future game details. I just put that in there vaguely because again, there is a terabyte of information. That's why I had to really kind of condense this stuff. But future game details. Codename Ounce, which we talked about on Wednesday's show. Codename Ounce is the Nintendo Switch 2s, or whatever the next console is going to be called. That Ounce is the codename for the next Switch. So that information leaked out as well, officially. Ounce also came with it, the leak that 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage and an NVIDIA Tegra processor is all confirmed for the next console from this data leak. Okay. So this is the real Pokemon information, the code names. Pokemon ZA code names. The code name for Pokemon ZA. ZA, if you will. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it ZA, like pizza. Actually, I'm probably going to end up calling that game Pokemon Pizza. We're going to be calling that game Pokemon Pizza. But Pokemon ZA, the Legends game, the next one in the series that's coming out next year, its code name has been leaked. And its code name is... How do I pronounce this? Ikaku. Ikaku. I think it's Ikaku. Ikaku. How many times can I say it? I'm going to spell it for you guys. Ikkaku. Again, Ikkaku. Ikaku. So that's its code name. Run with it. The least could suggest a cross-gen title. via 2 versions of the game. So basically, the leak also kind of confirmed that Pokemon ZA is going to be cross-gen. It's going to have a original Switch version, and it's going to be and it's going to have a Switch 2 version. So the game is going to release on both platforms. So it's safe to say whenever we get an announcement of Pokemon Pizza, we're also going to have we're also going to have the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement as well. Somewhere in that ballpark, because I wouldn't be surprised if Pokemon ZA, or better known as Pokemon Pizza, is also, I forgot what I was going to say. Moving on. Okay. Right. So another codename, Synapse. Codename Synapse is said to be co-developed, possibly an MMO. So there's a whole new game. Okay. Now, in this Pokemon League, a whole new game leaked. It has a codename. We know its codename is Synapse. And Synapse is going to be a co-developed game, so it's not just going to be Game Freak. It could be Ilka, the other developer who works a lot with Pokemon, and it could be somebody else. We don't know. But it's going to be we do know it's co-developed, and it's probably an MMO-style game. So kind of like Pokemon Unite, something like that. Something in the ballpark of Pokemon Unite. All right. Here we go. Gaia. We know the code name now for the Gen 10 Pokemon game that has yet to be announced, but of course we know it's coming. And I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out next year. Is Pokemon Gaia, or it's not Pokemon Gaia, it's the code name Gaia. Generation 10 has been leaked. Gaia, a lot of information in Gaia has been leaked. Apparently some of the information has been held back, and we'll get to that again in a little bit. But Gaia is an open world game, and Gaia is a game that's based on an island exploring, quote unquote. You know, I read and watched a bunch of different pieces of content yesterday to read up on all this to be prepared for it. So that's kind of the note I wrote down is, it's island exploring themed. So we don't know exactly what that means, but that's what we got. Getting some weird stuff now. Here's some weird stuff. Well, this isn't too weird, but this is scratch Pokemon sprites. Basically a bunch of sprites leaked, and you can go find, again, all this stuff is searchable and findable if you want. It's all up on the internet. It's never going anywhere. It's there forever now. So it kind of reminded me of like a collector's edition art book, like our Tears of the Kingdom one. A bunch of sprites of Pokemon, old, new, future, unreleased, scrapped, all of it. The sprites have been the art of those sprites has been leaked. I would guess there's tens or thousands of sprites in this thing. So go ahead and find that for if you want. You know, feel free. I'm not putting that on our stream because the Pokemon Company will come and destroy us. They've done it before when Post Malone was doing his Pokemon concert. If you guys remember that a couple years back, Drip and I put up no sound, just a quick 15-second B-roll clip of Post Malone's Pokemon concert. Stream got taken down. So, yeah, we're not doing this leak stuff. All right, here's the weird stuff. Some unreleased Pokemon lore was leaked. So some lore of Pokemon games, whether it was scrapped or it's for future stuff or just was never released. Some lore in that was leaked. And it gets kind of weird, man. I'm not going to get into very specifics with it. But it's like kinky, creepy shit. Like the one involves Pokemon and humans interacting, if you will. And I want to say this too. I didn't see this. I didn't read what was written, but what I did read was someone else who did read it. So this is hearsay, right? Can't confirm it. It could be a big joke because again, a terabyte of information, no one's going to go in, no regular person, and I consider myself a regular person here, is going to go in there and read a terabyte and go through all those pictures and look at a terabyte of information like that. I just read some articles and watched some videos to catch myself up so I could inform myself enough to talk about this tonight. So I can't confirm for sure, but apparently Pokemons and people. That's crazy. And this is from Game Freak, guys. This is not like fan fiction. This is from Game Freak themselves. That's crazy that that information was on their servers. crazy to me if it's true. So take everything with a grain of salt until you read it yourself, but crazy. So I'm moving on to film and TV. Some details on the upcoming Pokemon films and TV projects have leaked. Like we have names and plot points for TV shows and film projects. That's crazy. The one I will quickly go over is Detective Pikachu. Apparently a third is going to make it into a trilogy. They have plans to make Detective Pikachu a trilogy, and the third movie will have Game Boy themes. I don't know exactly what that means, but that sounds pretty cool to me. I think that's pretty cool that they're going to use the Game Boy in some way. I can't really picture what that would be like, but I'll tell you one thing. If the movie is called Detective Pikachu Game Boy, I'll be there release night because I love the Game Boy. That is so cool. If they do something cool with that, I'd be there for it. All right. Information has been held back allegedly because the fan who leaked this information, quote, doesn't want to spoil. Well, it's not a quote, but the fan, quote unquote, who doesn't want to spoil things for the community. So this guy who leaked all this information, I'm assuming based off of what's the reports here, it's just a guy. It wasn't like a hacker, a known hacker or anything. Just a guy who got lucky and hacked into the Game Freak servers for clout. Right. He apparently didn't want to spoil very specific things, in particular for upcoming Pokemon games that like ZA and Gaia, the codename Gaia. He did not want to leak specific things for that. He said, basically kind of saying he respects the fan base too much. He didn't want to ruin it for all those people, which at first I thought was a really nice sentiment. I'm like, that's actually commendable by this leaker. I think that's really cool because that keeps that information off the internet, because most of the information that was shared was for unreleased projects that weren't ever coming to fruition, or old projects like the X and Y games that, like, who really cares, with that information, that information, it's old information. The game's already been out for years. If they show some background information, but if anything, it's cool that they can do that. But I thought it was commendable that they weren't going to show any information for upcoming Pokemon games to spoil it for people. But I want to bring you guys back for a second here. This is the same guy who also leaked personal employee data. I'm confused. If you're such a great guy and you don't want to ruin the games for people, why did you leak employees' data? It's not like you're being a Robin Hood and you leaked like the CEO's, you doxed the CEO, right? Because he makes too much money or whatever. Like, if you're trying to be like Robin Hood, not that I approve of that either, but it's not like you were being Robin Hood here. Like, regular, hardworking, blue collar people who just are game developers, right? And probably others as well. There probably wasn't just the game developers. The janitor's name was probably in there too, right? Your uncle's cousin's janitor who works at Nintendo. Yeah, his information got leaked from this data leak. Why would you do that? Why would you leak their information, but then in the same breath go, well, I held back Pokemon Pizza information and Codename Guy information because I don't want to spoil those games for us Pokemon fans. I want to keep that. I want to keep that for myself, apparently, and but not spoil it for you guys so you guys don't know. But also, here's my cousin's uncles who works at Nintendo's janitor's home address. So do with that what you want. It doesn't track, doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't like this guy. I don't like that this information got out there. Most data leaks, iPhone leaks, iMessage leaks, all these things that get on the internet, most of it is, immoral anyway. And of course that's subjective because we all have different morals. But there should be some pretty standard morals, a moral code out there. I believe there's a pretty standard moral code. It's not any religious one. It's just a humanitarian one. It includes not to kill people, right? We all can agree not to kill people, I think, right? I think in one of those, another one is not to harm your neighbor for no reason. For not to cause harm to somebody for absolutely no reason. Why would you cause harm to somebody? All these people. Now their information is out there. Information that was private, that was never going to be leaked anywhere. Unless something like this happens. It's just filthy to me. It's stupid this guy did that. It makes me upset. So it's bad for the employees, of course. It's bad for Pokemon people out there. Actually, it's kind of good. This leak is good for a lot of people, to be honest with you, because a lot of this information is not harming anybody. It's just Pokemon leaks of old games that it's pretty cool to see that information get out there. Except for the employee stuff. But this is really bad. This is really bad for Game Freak, guys. This is really bad for Game Freak. I mean, this is bad for Nintendo. It's really bad for Game Freak. I mean, the fact that their security was this low, that some asshole with a very minor computer background was able to hack into their servers and steal all of this information, most of it harmless stuff, but some harmful stuff too. That employee information should really be kept behind multiple closed doors with multiple keys. And I can't believe some guy, some idiot was able to hack in there and steal that stuff and post it out for everyone to see. But this is a bad look for Game Freak. It's bad, again, it's really bad for Nintendo, but it's worse for Game Freak. I mean, you're already getting criticized out there for, stealing people's money, making shitty games, making, bank robbing games because you didn't put any effort in. You didn't put enough effort in for the money that you made. You knew every time there's a project from Game Freak, Pokemon related, of course, they're making a buttload of money. It's a guarantee. It's like swiping a credit card, make a new game, your transaction into your bank account, and yet they don't have the resources for their own choices. So they're stealing our money, and they're not taking care of their employees and their company. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. I think they need to do better. Nintendo, Game Freak needs to do better. We've said that for years as far as their games, and now when they need to do better as far behind closed doors, they need to do better. They need to make sure those closed doors are fucking locked. There's my F-bomb. Did I do it already? Maybe. I don't know. PG-13, baby. But yeah, guys, that's all this stuff here. That's all the information. I'm going to quickly go over chat quickly here. Make sure anybody has any good thing to add here. Joey Pitt says, the realization Drip is not here because he's the one who leaked the Nintendo and Nintendo found him and did Nintendo things. And that's why he's not here. Joey, who knows, man? Who knows? Interesting. That's not spelled correctly as far as what is written here. Power Mad. So Power Mad is putting something here. IKAKU means intimidation or threat. I imagine in Japanese. You didn't specify what language that is, but that's interesting. Pokemon threat. That's an interesting code name. I wonder what it means. If that of course is what they were going for. Gen 10 better have a Pokemon that looks like a pipe leaking water in honor of the leaking information. Joey, that would be sick. Wouldn't that be sick? Just to have like of course, a Pokemon looking character that's like a pipe that leaks liquid. Like from a spout or something. I don't know. Like how funny would that be? In honor of the leaks. Anything in the leak that says GBA Pokemon games coming to NSO? Not that I saw, Joey, but again, like I said, I only watched videos and read articles to inform myself. I didn't actually look over the leak information. I didn't go to 4chan and look it up. So it's possible, but I did not see it. Again, you can look this up yourself. Anybody listening at home, you can just search Pokemon data leak. You're going to find a buttload of information. So feel free to comb through it. There's some good YouTube videos out there who have already done it, so where you could find some of those videos, and they'll probably help you out there too. The social contract. We live in society, so too bad you should be too bad you should be nice to each other. Yeah, again, that's the language I was looking for. Full Metal. A social contract. We all have we have a social contract as humans, and to not intentionally harm somebody for literally no reason. This guy has no reason to leak has no beef with Pokemon employees. So why'd he leak their information? So yeah, that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. Again, I want to stress that I want to thank you guys for being here for this episode, whether you're listening on audio feeds or watching this on YouTube. No Drip tonight. So it was just me, a different kind of episode, different feel, of course, because it's just my dumbass here on a microphone without two guys interacting like you normally expect. Drip and Jeeb. Wait, all backwards. Drip and Jeeb. Wearing my Drip and Jeeb hoodie. My Drip and Jeeb merch that we don't sell anymore. Maybe we'll sell it again in the future. I don't know. But yes, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so on YouTube. We are so fucking close. We are 60 subscribers away from our goal of 1K on the podcast. That would be great if we could get that done before the end of the year. If not, no biggie, but that's our goal. We set that goal at the beginning of the year, and we're really close to it. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Of course, leave a like in the stream. We're going to go hang out in the after show for just a few minutes. So if you're in the stream, hang out. We're going to hang out in the after show. But if you guys are listening on the audio feeds, we're going to see you guys next week. Welcome everyone to the after show. It's the after show of the Drip J podcast, which is just me. It's just me, guys. And guess what? I don't have a lot because Drip has most of the sound effects, but I do have one button here, right here. Oh, is this button? Is this... Wait, you can't hear. Can you hear this one? You can hear this music. Perfect. Gonna turn down a little bit. There we go. It's the after show, guys. Welcome to the after show. We're hanging out with chat. Appreciate you guys being here. Oh, thank you, Joy Pits. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I hope I did. I hope I did a good job. I tried my best. How long did I end up talking for? I think I was talking for about 40 minutes. I'm gonna stop recording now as well, so it's easier for me to edit later. But yeah, I think we talked for 40 minutes there for the actual episode. I would like to go a little bit longer, but it's difficult when you don't have somebody to bounce information off of. I had as much information as I did research on yesterday, and it's not like I could bounce ideas off of Drip, who's normally sitting over there, and, you know, we could get more content from it that way. You know, there's no one to bounce information off of besides the chat, but it's very hard to do that in live time and keep a good show pace and everything. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Joey. Thank you. Yeah, I listen, guys. I've been wanting to start my own separate, you know, not Nintendo podcast, but just a separate podcast, whether it's sports, because I like sports, or really anything pop culture. I'm not opposed to much, you know, depending on what would work. I just want to keep doing this kind of content for as long as I can because, you know, I like it. You know, I like doing it. I think I'm pretty good at it. You know, if I might brag, I think I'm pretty good at it. So I feel like I could do this, you know, and I want to start some more projects, but this was a good test for me to like see if I could do a show like this, like on my own, you know, and I've done it before, but like not to this degree. This was definitely a regular show that I did completely on my own. Normal, that I've never done that before. So this is a good little test for me. Drip wasn't there for a members podcast or two in the past, and I've had to do this on my own as well. And I started to realize that I actually could do this. I could actually get in a mic and talk for 40 minutes to an hour on my own. So yeah. Pocket Monster says he didn't leak anything personal. It was just the info in one aspect is a part of it. What do you mean, Pocket Monster? Could you be more specific? Because again, I only have the information that I have based off of like hearsay, of course, like watching other people's videos or reading other articles about this information. I didn't fine comb over all the information. So I can easily accept that I'm wrong. So just tell me how I am wrong. What did I miss there? Because I thought it was personal information. It was said to me that like basically people got doxxed. We're cheap. Tripu. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. Okay. Speaking of sport, let's say that Jeeb, you're sitting down to watch the Eagles and you get a free pizza. Where and what kind do you get? Oh man. So and it's anything I want, Joey Pits. Confirm that it could be any toppings, or do I have to pick like sausage, or do I have to pick pepperoni, or just cheese? Like, or can I give you my go-to pizza order? Because I can do that for you. Just let me know, Joey. Because the games come out, if game come out bad, people's homes are now known. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anything, anywhere. Okay. Here's my go-to pizza order, and it's gonna be slightly disappointing, Joey, because I'm gonna say this first. I don't have a go-to pizza order. Now, if I can give you this answer, I'm not a politician. I don't walk around the question. I can give you a simple answer: pepperoni. Duh. Like if I wasn't allowed to think about it, and I just had to say, what topping do you want, Jeeb? I'd be like, pepperoni. Easy. New York slice, pepperoni. Easy. Okay? But if I was allowed to like give it some thought or really kind of design the pizza the way I want it to be designed, pepperoni is there, of course, but we're adding vegetables. I've talked about this in the past. Like Donald Trump. I've talked about this in the past. I do like to have salad on my food. Whether it's a hoagie I'm eating, a burger, I like salad on my food. And pizza's no exception. So I will go with onions. And that's a new one for me. Of course, so pepperoni, moving on. Onions, which is new for me. I've never had onions on my pizza before, like as a topping. But trust me, it works really well. Midwest, it's a very common household topping here in the house with Abby and her parents. They do love adding onion to pizza, which I never thought would be a good idea, but I like it. Green pepper is a staple on my pizzas. If I'm allowed to add green pepper, I'm adding green pepper to my pizza. No doubt. Green pepper. Let me think about it. Spinach. That's another one. Again, it's weird. You may not order that in pizza normally, but I love spinach. And especially if they add the spinach before it goes in the oven. So it gets becomes either dried up or it becomes very wet, depending on how, much moisture is in the oven and how hot the oven was. Spinach. I love spinach on my pizza. I do. I love spinach. So we got green pepper, onions, pepperoni, banana peppers. Yes. Banana peppers is another one I'm adding. And I think I'll stop there because here's the thing. I like it all, man. I told you, I like salad on my food, and that includes pizza. Here's what I will not, this is probably going to be more helpful for you, Joey. Here's what I will not add to my pizza. I will not add anchovies. Not even on half the pizza. If somebody I'm eating pizza with likes anchovies, not even the half of pizza I won't eat because the anchovies get on the other side. Anchovies are terrible. They're too salty and fishy. No anchovies on my pizza. I will never add mushrooms. By no chance in hell will I ever eat a pizza that has mushrooms on it. Because the same idea. The taste of mushroom gets on the other side of the pizza, even if it's half the pizza. And I can't pick them off because they become slimy and they get into the bread and the sauce and they leave behind a goop. And I do not like any mushrooms on my pizza. No way. Other than that, every pizza toppings game. In fact, when I get pizza and the toppings are free, I click just about every single button that is there. And that's no joke. If the toppings are not extra, I'm pressing every button on the topping thing. I love it. I love salad on my food. Don't at me. But I will address the elephant in the room because I saw this here. Not that one, Joey. Who said pineapple? Someone said something about pineapple in the chat. I don't see it anymore. Oh yeah, is Jeeb a pineapple? It's pineapple and onions, right? No food metal. But the very controversial opinion on pizza is pineapple, like Mario just said here. I'm gonna give you my official Uncle Jeeb stance for pineapple on pizza. Now, some background about me: I'm a Sicilian, I'm Sicilian born. I'm not Sicilian born. I am a second generation a Sicilian boy. My mom was first generation, or actually, I guess I'm third generation. How's that work? My mom wasn't born in Sicily, but her mom was. I can't figure this out. My grandmother's from Sicily. We grew up with our grandmother as like our second mom. Okay, so I'm Italian. Okay, I'm Italian. So you'd think I have very strong opinions about pineapple on pizza. You'd think that I hate pineapple pizza. That's sacrilegious. Why would anybody have pineapple on pizza? Ladies and gentlemen, pineapple on pizza belongs. I'm not like a lover of pineapple on pizza. I'm not like, oh, you're not eating a good piece of pizza unless there's pineapple on it. I'm not that kind of guy. But I'm the kind of guy, if you handed me Hawaiian pizza with ham, onions, and pineapple, it's a good-ass fucking pizza. I'm sorry. It just is. It's a good fucking pizza. It's got acidity. It's got sweetness. It's got juiciness. It's fucking fantastic on pizza. And better yet, if you've never had leftover pineapple pizza, it makes it like there's fruit gushers on your pizza. Because pizza gets real dry and nasty in the fridge, right? But not pineapple. So you take a bite of pineapple on pizza that's been dried out from the refrigerator, and it's delicious. Barbecue pizza, barbecue wine pizza. Give me pineapples. I love pineapples on pizza. It's good. It's good stuff. Anybody who says they don't like it, that's fine. That's fair. If you don't like pineapples on pizza, that's fair. You're entitled. What you're not entitled to is to tell me that pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Because it does. In the right context. Anyway, here we go. Joey Pitts says, where's his, I love sausage, onion, and mushroom pizza. Pan pizza, too. Crispy is all right. Oh, bacon. I forgot about bacon. Oh, man. If I can add bacon with my pepperoni, that's another go-to of mine, is adding bacon on any pizza. Especially pizza that has a salad on it. All right, Full Metal says, my go-to is pepperoni, mushroom, and pineapple. You're joking, right, Full Metal? You're joking, right? That's a joke. There's no way. There's no way you like pepperoni, mushrooms, and pineapple. What a weird combination. Well, not the mushrooms. Not the mushrooms. I just went over the mushrooms. I can't do mushrooms. Oh yeah, hot sauce. Let's talk. So that's toppings on pizza. This after show is going off the rails. You're a weird combination. Man, I wish I could keep going with this, guys. I really can't keep going with this pizza conversation because we have a members podcast to do. So I will say this: I know Joey is a member. Full Metal, you and I could talk about pizza all day long. I don't think you're a member, but that's okay because you and I we're siblings. We can talk about this otherwise. I'm gonna have to stop dancing. No, I'm gonna have to call this podcast here because I have a members podcast to do. So what I'm gonna do is here, I'm gonna cut off the stream. I'm going to quickly get this podcast uploaded to the podcast feeds, and then come back live. So I should be live once again for the members only, no later than a half hour from now. So it's 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern right now. I'm gonna be live for members only within the next half hour. So make sure, guys, to stay tuned for that. If you are a member, I want to thank you guys for being here for this episode. This has been a ton of fun to do it on my own. We made it. I survived. This is great stuff. I'm going to see you guys for Members Only Podcast. The link is in the description to become a member. It's also in the live chat. Please do that. And we'll talk about pizza. We'll talk about pizza. I know Joey's a member. We'll continue this conversation in about a half hour, Joey. So thank you, guys. And we're going to see you guys next time.